Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Affairscloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name Affairscloud which you can go and download through the Play Store for Android phones. Once you have downloaded and logged in with your Gmail ID, you will be transferred to your home page where you can see all the courses that are offered by us. Once you have purchased the course, you can see your courses in the My Course section. But why our courses are so better? Why we think we provide you one of the best content? Because we provide you content on daily basis. In the daily basis, we provide you current affairs with 20 questions quiz as well as the PDF of the current affairs of daily. Then similarly for weekly, on weekly basis we provide you current affairs PDF as well as a 50 questions quiz that will help you to revise all the content that you have learned. Then on monthly basis also we provide you top 100 current affair questions PDF that will be the compiled PDF of the 100 questions of that particular month that will be very helpful for you. And not just this friends, we provide you in English as well as in Hindi too. So both English and Hindi students can enjoy our courses. Apart from this friends, we also provide you banking related question answers, the banking related MCQ questions, the quizzes that will help you prepare for the bank exams. Not just that friends, we provide you a new way of learning, that is your infotainment infographics. That is a different and interesting way of learning. Apart from this, we cover 20 topic wise current affairs. These topics are important such as apps, portals, important days, books and authors, days, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense. All these topics, these are highly important and questions from these particular topics are asked. Also we cover state-wise current affairs also that will help you to prepare for your state exams. Also friends, as I told you, if you use the code Vikas10, you will be given extra 10% discount on the purchase you make. If you have any problem regarding login and your application, then you can contact us on support@affairscloud.com. This is our email ID and you can contact us on our mobile phone, that is 9677333386.
Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of 1st of December. So let's start with the revision first. Aviation Safety Awareness Week. We observe this week from 28th November to 2nd of December. Important. Next is International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. This day is observed on 29th of November. Apart from this, remember, we also observe Constitution Day on 26th of November and Republic Day on 26th of January. What is the difference between these two? That on Constitution Day, our constitution was completed. Alright, and when we implemented our constitution, it was on 26th of January. That is known as Republic Day. Next is Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce has recently successfully tested the hydrogen-powered jet engine. Important, take a note. Alright, it was Rolls-Royce that has successfully tested the hydrogen-powered jet engine. Next is Sundara Raman Ramamurthy has recently been appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of BSE. And this appointment was approved by whom? It was SEBI that has approved this appointment. Next is Merriam-Webster's Word of the Year. What will be the Merriam-Webster's Word of the Year? This is a USA based English dictionary, and this search for this gaslighting in the year 2022 has been increased by almost 1700%, more than 1700%. So that is the reason. What is the word of the year for the year 2022 as per the Merriam-Webster's US dictionary? It will be gaslighting. Next is, if we talk about the GDP for India, for the overall GDP rate, that means for India for the fiscal year 22 or fiscal year 23, the GDP rate as projected by SBI will be around somewhere 6.8%. Alright, similarly, if we talk about Moody's, what is the GDP growth rate projected by Moody for India for 2023 for the fiscal year 2023? it will be 7%. This was projected to be earlier to be 7.7%, but now it has been slashed down to 7%. Even RBI projected India will grow at 7% in the fiscal year 23. Next is Samanvay 2022. This is an annual joint HADR, that is your humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise. This exercise was conducted by Indian Air Force. Where was the location? It was Air Force Station of Agra, UP, where we observed this Samanvay 2022, an annual humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise. Next is Ostra Hind. This will be the first edition of this exercise, Ostra Hind 2022. This is an exercise that was conducted between India and Australia. Apart from this, remember what was the location where this exercise will be conducted? It will be conducted in Rajasthan, India, and this is the first edition of this Ostra Hind 2022. So these were your revision current affairs, friends. Now let's go for today's important current affairs. The first news is Niti Aayog has released a study report on the carbon capture. See, basically what is you need to understand by the term carbon capture. Carbon capture is taking the carbon from the atmosphere. How you will capture the atmosphere? If you know, just by simple process, that is photosynthesis. What happens during photosynthesis is that the plant will consume carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and it will convert using the sunlight, it will convert into energy, and it will indirectly release oxygen into the atmosphere. All right, so this happens during the daytime, that photosynthesis takes place, and this exchange of gases takes place. What does this do is this will release the oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide, and that is the reason we say that we should plant more and more trees. If there will be more trees, the rate of carbon dioxide will be more, and if there is more carbon dioxide going on, the rate of photosynthesis will increase. So if the more trees are there, more photosynthesis will be taking place, and if more photosynthesis is taking place, then the amount of carbon dioxide that is in the atmosphere will somehow reduce. Also, similarly, if you know, there are multiple plants also that are said to be your indoor plants that will purify your air. So those are the plants that will purify the atmosphere with harmful chemicals, pollutants that are present. They can be either carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. All right. Similarly, the news is that recently Niti Aayog released a report that was based on carbon capture, utilization and storage, that was CCUS. I repeat, carbon capture, utilization and storage policy framework and its development mechanism in India. This was the name of the Niti Aayog's report that was recently released. I repeat, you can see here, Niti Aayog released a report that was titled Carbon Capture, Utilization and Storage Policy Framework and its Deployment Mechanism in India. This is the name of the report that was released by Niti Aayog. This report was prepared by whom? It was prepared by M.N. Duster and Company Private Limited, which received the financial assistance under the research scheme of Niti Aayog. But what is this report? What did you should know from this report? This report explores the importance of CCUS as an emission reduction strategy to achieve deep decarbonization from hard to abate sectors. Similarly, if you remember, we have industries. If you are making any product, you will be requiring to generate energy, and in return you will be releasing a large amount of carbon. Not just carbon in the atmosphere, even chemicals are also being released into the rivers. So if we talk about this, what is this CCUS? That is your carbon capture, utilization and storage. It is a process of capturing CO2 released due to industrial activities, power generation using fossil fuels. Before it is released into the atmosphere, there are various ways and technology that will help you to capture that atmosphere from the smoke and then filter it, and then only release the residue into the atmosphere. And now it has been made even mandatory for the industries to opt such matters, because they will reduce the amount of carbon into the atmosphere. The captured CO2 is then used to make commercially marketable products. The products include green urea, food, beverage form application, building materials, polymers, chemicals and enhanced oil recovery. So that is the reason. And remember the name of the report that was released by Niti Aayog: Carbon Capture, Utilization and Storage Policy Framework and its Deployment Mechanism in India. This is the name of the report. And who manufactured or who prepared this report? It was MN Dastar and Company Private Limited that prepared this report. Then apart from this, remember, India is the third largest emitter of carbon dioxide in the world after China and US, with an estimated annual emissions of about 2.6 GTPA. Apart from this, the role of CCUS is important for India in achieving its target, including 50% of its total installed capacity from non-fossil based energy resources, 45 reduction in the emission intensity by 2030, and taking step towards achieving net carbon by 2070. This is important. What is the targeted year that was set up by India to achieve carbon neutral? It will be 2070. All right. Next is 53rd edition of the Indian Film Festival of India, International Film Festival of IFFI. So this will be the 53rd edition of IFFI of India. This was held from 20th of November to 28th of November. All right, this IFFI is an annual film festival. This was organized with the philosophy of Vasudev Kutumbakam, and you know this Vasudev Kutumbakam is also the theme for the G20 for India, as India has been now the leader, the chair of G20 now. That will be from 1st of December, that is from today to 2022 to 30th of November in 2023. Also remember, the 18th edition of the G20 summit will be hosted by India in New Delhi in the month of September. All right. Apart from this, remember, if we talk about this 53rd International Film Festival of India, as we saw, this was from 20th of November to 28th of November. This was held where location is important. It was held in Goa. It was based on the philosophy of Vasudev Kutumbakam. It was jointly organized by National Film Development Corporation and the Entertainment Society of Goa. So important, where was this held? It was held in Goa. Who organized it? It was organized by National Film Development Corporation and the Entertainment Society of India. And what was the theme on which was based? Vasudev Kutumbakam. Which edition was it? It was the 53rd edition. Then apart from this, remember, Silver Peacock for Best Director was awarded to Nadir Sayvar for his work as a Turkish film, that is No End. Then similarly, remember, Silver Peacock for Best Actor Male was awarded to Wahid Mubasiri. Alright, the lead actor in the movie No End, for which it was the Best Director was also awarded. Alright, so just have a remember this. Basically, not these Best Actor or Best Director won't be asked that to you that much. These things, rest of them are important. Alright, so let's revise. 53rd edition of the International Film Festival of India from 20th of November to 28th of November. This was held in Goa. The theme on which it was based is Vasudev Kutumbakam, and it was jointly organized by National Film Development Corporation and the Entertainment Society of Goa. Here you can see the Best Peacock for Best Director and for the Best Male also. Moving on. Next is India's maternal mortality rate dips to 97 per lakh live births in 2018 to 2020. I repeat, the maternity mortality rate has declined from 130 per lakh live births in 2014 to 16 to 97 per lakh live births in 2018 to 20. What is this maternal mortality rate? That is, when a child is born in India, what are the chances of him being succumbed to death? Alright, so if we talk about the data that was from 2014 to 16, we saw around 130 children die out of 1 lakh children that were born. But this data has been reduced to 97 97 deaths per 1 lakh births, and this is for the year 2018 to 2020. So we can say that the number of children, those who are born and die at the time of the birth, have now been reduced from 130 to 97. Similarly, if we talk about the state that has the maximum number of, or the highest maternal mortality rate, is Assam, while Kerala has the lowest with 19 deaths per lakh live births, and in Assam there are 195 deaths per 1 lakh live births. Alright, mark this is important. So direct question can be asked that what is the death rate, maternal mortality rate of India for the year 2018 to 20? It will be 97. Which state has the highest maternal mortality rate? It will be Assam with 195, and with Kerala will be the lowest with 19 deaths per lakh live births. Next is BIS has signed an MOU with top 6 engineering institutes to introduce Indian standards in curriculum. Let's talk about it. BIS, as the name suggests, BIS has signed an MOU with top 6 engineering institute, that is Bureau of Indian Standards, signed a memorandum of understanding with top 6 engineering institutes of India for introducing Indian standards as an integral part of curriculum. This MOU was signed with IIT BHU, that is Bhubaneswar, Malvian National Institute of Technology, that is NIT Jaipur, then IIT Indore, IIT Patna, IIT Madras, NIT Trichy, for the establishment of BIS standardization chair professor at this institute. That means here proper institute teachers will be set up. Alright. Then leadership in teaching and research as well as development in the field of science and various disciplines in the respective institutes will be carried out here. Also, the research facility will be developed here. Research and development will be done on various projects. Even teachers as well as students, young minds, will be encouraged to participate on those research conferences, workshops, etc., so that a better standard can be established at those particular institutes. All right. Next is government has exempted ISRO from provisions of explosive rules. Remember, as the this data, as the written here, it suggests that government has exempted ISRO from provision of explosive rules. Earlier it was stated that any, not just earlier, remember, any individual in India or an organization is carrying any explosive, then they should be exempted by the government, or they should have the required permissions from the government in order to store those particular explosives. So as we know, ISRO is a space organization and they deal with rockets and they deal with high fuel that is highly combustible. So in order to provide them grant that they can definitely use that solid propellant in the fuel, to use that solid propellant as a fuel in those rockets, that can be explosive, definitely it is explosive, so they were exempted from such rules. If we talk about it, in until 2008 ISRO, the exemption was in the place, after which some back changes were made in the explosive rules that took away the exemption, and now it has been restored. That means there was some changes in 2008 rule, but now the central government has exempted ISRO from taking the approval for manufacturing, storage and use transportation of solid propellant for space rockets to promote ease of doing businesses. All right, just to encourage business in India, the permission that was required from ISRO to be taken to the central government as has now been exempted. All right, next is electric boat manufacturer. Navalt has got first export order. I repeat, Navalt Solar. It is a Kochi-based solar electric boat manufacturer, and electric boat has received a first export order. It received the order worth nearly 5 crore rupees from Maldives, and this, if converted into dollars, will be around 650,000 US dollar. All right, it will be electric boat manufacturer Navalt Solar. As you can see here, they got their first order from Maldives, and this will be their first export order that will be worth nearly 5 crore rupees. Then if we talk about this electric boat, then this is a 20-meter long and 7 meter wide ferry that will be used by the Maldives for the inter-island passenger transport. Alright, and the company has secured an order of 35 boats worth 80 crore rupees. Alright, next. Next is Australia's Great Barrier Reef should be placed on endangered list. Why on endangered list? The reason is that these are declining. Alright, as the climate change is taking place, then the Great Barrier Reef of Australia is also in danger, and that is the reason they should be placed in the endangered list. If we talk about it, the UNESCO, that is your United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, they recently released a report recommending that Australia's Great Barrier Reef should be on the list of the world's heritage sites in danger. It is the world's biggest coral reef system. This line is very important, friends. Which is the biggest coral reef ecosystem in the world? It will be the Australia's Great Barrier Reef. The recommendation has been made on the reef is significantly impacted by climate change and the warming of oceans. As I just mentioned earlier, this report followed the UNESCO's 10-day visit to reef in March 2022. It made 22 recommendations, 10 of which must be addressed with the utmost urgency. Alright, so coming back, friends, remember which is the barrier reef or Great Barrier Reef of which location should be placed in endangered list. It should be of Australia, that is the biggest coral reef ecosystem. Apart from this question can be asked that a report was published recently on the Great Barrier Reef of Australia that it should be put into the endangered list or endangered list. Then tell me, this report was prepared by the experts of whom? They were prepared by the experts of IUCN, that is your International Union for Conservation of Nature, as well as UNESCO. Also remember, if we talk about IUCN, this is the organization that releases the red list. That is the list on which the endangered species, be it animal or plant, is put into. Where is the headquarters of UNESCO? It is in Paris, and we know in Paris, France only we will be observing the Olympic Games for the year 2024. Next, global shipping growth at risk from economic gloom. As the data suggests that, as we know, we are facing the inflation, high inflation all over the world. We are seeing that economic collapses in many parts of the world. Also, if due to COVID-19, we saw that the shipping industry was badly impacted because all the businesses were shut down. So the products were also, and the shipping was also put on hold. Apart from this, the supply chain crisis is going on. Then apart from this, you know, the war-like situation between Russia and Ukraine is going on. Not just that, we are seeing the high uncertainty in geopolitics also all over the world, due to which there is a news that there can be a recession in the upcoming years. So due to all these factors, when combined, we can say that global shipping growth is at the risk of economic gloom. Alright, highly important. Here only all the data will be mentioned. Also, or you can remember that according to the Review of Maritime Report 2022, this is the name of the report that was published by UNCTAD, and in this it stated all these economic turmoils and data related to it. Just you can remember here is, the report has estimated that the global maritime trade growth would moderate to 1.4% in 2022 and remain at the same level in 2023. Also, the report also compares the estimated growth of around 3.2% in 2021 and overall shipment volume of 11 billion tons versus 3.8% decline in 2020 due to COVID-19 and due to lockdown, we can say this was. But now still, due to all those pandemic factors, war-like situation, geopolitics, alright, all those when combined, we can say that the growth will be slow and there is a high chance that we can face recession in the upcoming years. So remember this one thing, when a particular country is affected, no, then remember the effect of that country will be felt in other countries. Here economic crisis, if in a one country is there, then its effect will definitely be felt onto the other countries if it is a developed country. All right, so that is the reason, if shipping, if transport, if global shipping of one product of or one country's products and exports and import is impacted, then definitely it will hamper the export and import of different countries also. All right, this is a supply chain crisis. Next.
Next is WHO. World Health Organization has renamed monkeypox as mpox, citing the claims of racism and discrimination. All right, I repeat, in order to you can say concern about racism and discrimination. Because of those reasons, monkeypox was renamed to mpox, and this was done by WHO. All right, monkeypox is a disease, all right, that could be constructed as a discriminatory and racist, due to which its name was changed to mpox. According to UN statements, mpox was its new preferred name for monkeypox, and that both the names would be used for the next year, as the previous name is also phased out. So far, there have been more than 80,000 cases identified in dozens of countries that had not previously reported the smallpox related disease. Next is India has extended $100 million financial assistance to Maldives to ease the economic challenge they are facing. I repeat, India has extended over $100 million financial assistance to Maldives in order to help them to ease its difficult economic challenges. A symbolic check, as you can see here, was handed over by the High Commissioner of India to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Maldives. All right, highly important. Then a part of this, remember, this financial support of $100 million to the Maldives government will be provided through the subscription in Maldives government domestic treasury bonds by Maldives. This partnership between India and Maldives will provide crucial assistance in the progress and development of Maldives. This financial assistance is being extended without any conditions, and Maldives is free to use it in economic recovery as it deems fit. All right, next, so you have to remember how much amount, $100 million will be provided by India to Maldives government. Next remember, SEBI has hiked the debt fund limit to 12% in single issuer securities. I repeat, SEBI has hiked the debt funds limit to 12% in single issuer securities. If we talk about SEBI, it has increased the investment limit of mutual funds in debt instruments issued by a single user to 12% of the net asset value from 10% with effect from 29th of November 2022 to all the new schemes. All the existing schemes will be exempt until the maturity of the underlying debt and the money market securities. All right. Then the circular by SEBI is issued in exercise of its power conferred under the Section 11 Part 1 of the SEBI Act of 1992. All right, moving on. Next is Yes Bank. Yes Bank has partnered with TurtleFin to launch Easy and Sure. What is this Easy and Sure that was launched by Yes Bank in partnership with TurtleFin? Remember, this Easy and Sure is a first of its kind comprehensive technology platform that will bring multiple insurance partners onto a common platform. I repeat, this Easy and Sure is a comprehensive technology platform that will bring multiple insurance partners onto a single platform. And for this, it was Yes Bank that has partnered with TurtleFin. Here, remember, this Easy and Sure will provide benefits including seamless single point online insurance services, the ability to compare and select the suitable insurance from all various platforms, from all the various insurance that are provided there, all right, and select a suitable insurance cover based on the customer's needs. So this is your Easy and Sure. Also remember, the platform has recorded a total premium of around 6,050 lakh rupees. All right, then if we talk about Yes Bank, who will be the managing director and chief executive officer, Prashant Kumar will be the managing director and chief executive officer. This was established in the year 2004. Mumbai, Maharashtra is the headquarter, and the tagline here of Yes Bank will be experience or expertise. Next is SBM Bank. SBM Bank India forms partnership with embedded finance platform Switch. All right, I repeat, SBM Bank of India has tied up with Switch. Switch will offer no code, low code and full stack application programming interface solution that will enable fintechs to build their own financial product using Switch technology stack platform. All right, Switch is built and operated by Open Financial Technologies Private Limited, and for the same, SBM Bank has tied up with Switch so that they can develop for themselves a full application, a full stack application programming interface that will be helping this fintech SBM to grow further. All right. Next is Tata Group and Singapore Airlines has finalized the merger of Air India and Vistara Airlines. I repeat, Singapore Airlines, that is SIA, and Tata Sons has agreed the merger of Air India and Vistara. They will be investing around 250 million US dollar in Air India as a part of the transaction. As a result, SIA, that is your Singapore Airlines, will hold a 25.1% share in this enlarged joint venture of Air India and Vistara Airlines. So now Vistara Airline will be merged with Air India. All right, mark this. Also, this merger will be completed by the end of March 2024. Also, Singapore Airlines intends to fully fund this investment with an internal cash resource with an amount of around 17.5 Singaporean billion dollar. Also, remember that the actual amount will depend on the factors that will include the expansion of Air India's business plan and its access to fund the other options. Currently, Singapore Airlines and Tata hold around 49% and 51% stake is of Vistara Airlines. So directly remember, Air India will be merged with Vistara by the next year, and for this Tata Group and Singapore Airlines has finalized the merger. Moving on, next news is regarding Japan has successfully propelled the steam-powered spacecraft. I repeat, what is the space agency of Japan? First of all, tell me. It is JAXA. That is your Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. JAXA has successfully partnered, or you can say JAXA has successfully launched, not partner, they have successfully launched a steam-powered spacecraft. All right, I repeat, it is Japan. Their space agency JAXA has recently launched a steam-powered spacecraft. All right, highly important. This was launched, and first of all, you should know the name of it. It is EQUULEUS. This was recently launched as one of the payloads aboard NASA's Orion spacecraft. All right, it was launched using NASA's Orion spacecraft. This EQUULEUS, this is Japan's Japan's steam-powered spacecraft. Also remember, this is the world's first successful orbit control beyond LEO using a steam propulsion system. All right, that means this was powered using steam. So coming back, this EQUULEUS, this is the name of this spacecraft, or this is the name of this steam-powered spacecraft that was launched by JAXA, that is the space agency of Japan. Next is Magnus Carlsen has won the Champions Chess Tour by defeating the Zen Kyrgyz of Duda. Just remember who won the Champions Chess Tour. It was won by Magnus Carlsen. Apart from this, remember, not just Magnus Carlsen, if we talk about R. Pragnanda was awarded with Arjuna Award recently. All right, this is also important news and we will be covering it in a day or two. R. Pragnanda was awarded with Arjuna Award, highly important. And R. Pragnanda is also related to chess. Then the former president of China, Jiang Zemin, has recently passed away. He passed away at the age of 96 in Shanghai, China. All right, he died from leukemia and multiple organ failure. If we talk about Jiang Zemin, he was born in 1926 and after 1989 Tiananmen crackdown, Jingmen government the Communist Party's division while leading China through the history-making changes. And recently he has passed away, the former president of China, Jiang Zemin. Moving on, next is Day of Remembrance for all victims of chemical warfare. It is observed on 30th of November. I repeat, Day of Remembrance for all victims of chemical warfare is observed on 30th of November. It is observed to pay tribute to the victims who lost their life or suffered due to the chemical warfare. Alright, highly important. And this day also aims to encourage the efforts for eliminating the use of chemical weapons. Next is National Organ Donation Day. We observe this day on 27th of November. The basic reason to observe this day is to promote and create awareness about organ donation and to recognize the contribution of the organ donors. Alright, also this day aims to create awareness about the importance of the organ donation in saving the lives of people suffering from terminal and irreversible organ failure. Also remember, on 27th of December, November 2022, we observe the 13th National Organ Donation Day. Alright, next is your International Jaguar Day. Remember, on 29th of November, we observe International Jaguar Day. Alright, remember. So that's all for the day, friends. Now let's go for a quick revision. Niti Aayog has recently released a study report on the carbon capture, utilization and storage. 53rd edition of the International Film Festival of India was held in Goa from 20th to 28th of November. India's maternal mortality rate has recently declined to 97 per lakh live births in 2018 to 2020. Then BIS has signed a memorandum of understanding with top 6 engineering institutes to introduce the Indian standards in curriculum. Government has exempted ISRO from provisions of explosive rules, and ICHR approaches ISRO to compile India's ancient legacy in science and technology. Electric boat manufacturer Nawalt has got the first export order. UNESCO has recommended to place Australia's Great Barrier Reef on the endangered list. Next is UNCTAD's review of the maritime transport for 2022, global shipping growth at the risk of economic crisis. That is, that the global shipping is reducing and it will continue to reduce by the next year, that is till the year 2023. WHO has renamed monkeypox as Mpox, citing racism discrimination concerns. India extends financial assistance worth $100 million to Maldives. SEBI has hiked the debt funds limit to 12% in single-user certificates. Securities. SBM Bank and Open has partnered to launch Asia's first end-to-end embedded finance platform. Yes Bank has partnered with TurtleFin to launch first comprehensive technology platform, that is Easy and Sure. Tata Groups and Singapore Airlines agrees to merge Air India and Vistara. JAXA uses steam to successfully propel its moon spacecraft Eclipse. Next, Meltwater Championship Chess Tour for 2022. Magnus Carlsen has won it by defeating Zhang of Duda. Then, former president of China, Jiang Zemin, has recently passed away, who was awarded with Arjuna Award, which chess player R. Pragnanda. Toyota Kirloskar Motor Vice Chairperson Vikram Kirloskar has recently passed away. Then Day of Remembrance of all victims of chemical warfare 2022 is observed on 30th of November. National Organ Donation Day on 27th of November and International Jaguar Day on 29th of November. Then is your Meghalaya Cabinet has approved the mental health and social care policy. Question can be asked that which state has recently approved the mental health and social care policy? It was your Meghalaya. So that's all for the day, friends. Now let's go for the homework. The first question is Samanvay 2022, that is a humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise. This was organized by which armed force? And tell me the location also. Cyberside, where was this held? Which union ministry launched Nai Chetna campaign? Who is the head of the panel set up to revamp Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is Manrega? Which is the first northeastern state to launch its mental health and social care policy? Fifth, which state is the host of International Lusophone Festival? So these are your 5 homework question, friends. Also, if you find the session to be interesting, all you have to do is comment below and let us know what are your views on such sessions. Do like the video and also subscribe if you are new to our channel. So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairscloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is Affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.